Well, hey everybody. I'm not in a good mood right now. I haven't been in a good mood for quite a while, but I really think it's reached a point where it's just getting out of control for the most part. To provide some more context, yes, this has been going on for a year now, the family issues I keep bringing up behind the scenes, and it's just no end in sight so much. I do my best to try ignore it, when I feel better, just try and do something, keep myself occupied, and obviously the support everyone's giving me not just the past year, but in general, has been great. But it is starting to take a toll on me, and I'm very much at a crossroads at this point. Point being, why I'm saying this now is, it's still going on with my stepfather being insane and driving me insane, driving my mother insane. A few days ago, he started screaming again, just complete 0 to 100, how he's in so much pain, he hates everything, he's hates the world, he just wants to die, all this shit that just keeps going on, and has been going on since last June, by the way. As of right now, it is July 2023. He has been doing this since last June of 2022, guys. He had a procedure on his colon to repair some stuff, and he's just constantly just fuming and raging about how he's suffering and he can't deal with it. And it's become unbearable at this point. Because this hasn't been a few days or a few weeks, guys. It's been 13 months of me dealing with this, and my mother for that matter. And even though it's not constant, I just gotten to the point where it is affecting me so badly right now, both physically and mentally. Because even if I feel well enough to do a recording, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I personally noticed. Even if I try put on a happy face, try like disregard the stuff going on, just focus on having a good time, I really can't anymore. It's sort of like tainted my experience doing these things because all the stuff going on behind the scenes, to the point where I just get ticked off the slightest thing in the game. If something doesn't really go my way, like I'm doing Dying Light 2 at the moment, if for whatever reason I just mess up a jump or something and I fall like a tiny bit, take some fall damage, it just sets me off. Even if something really goes my way entirely for our recording, it still doesn't matter. I'm just not having a good time anymore. Not from just what I'm doing per se, but all the stuff going on behind the scenes, like I said. And my physical health has always been a problem. No, I mentioned I have sleep apnea, I have diabetes type 2, among other things. They're getting compounded by all the stress I'm going through as well. Because normally to do a recording anyway is pretty physically daunting on me. Because I always drink something, I always have to have a drink on me when I do a recording. It's because when I do a recording, I have to limit the time I record at, right? They usually average about 30 minutes. The reason for that is even though I'm not a constant chatterbox, talking on and off for that amount of time just wears out my throat. It really does. And with the discussion videos I've been doing lately, where I just a constant non-stop talking, that makes it so much worse. It is physically daunting on me to talk that long. Why exactly what this is, I have no fucking idea, to be honest. It's not because of diabetes or anything, because I'm just always very thirsty, even if I'm not talking, and obviously talking does exacerbate the throat more, makes me more dehydrated, I have to drink more, and I'm just pissing a lot too. I don't want to get too personal here. I've seen a lot of doctors and stuff, they don't have any answers. I saw a urology, they did blood and urine, they say there's nothing out of the ordinary with my numbers or anything. So, whenever I do drink, even though I am excessively thirsty, I do piss it out at a normal rate. But that being said, I do drink over 8 liters of fluids every day and piss over 20 times. So, separate times, by the way, so it's insane, right? So, even doing that recordings normally is a very daunting task on me physically. Because I have to drink, I have to keep the lights on me and get the good lighting for the webcam. And that's why I have to take a break after I do a recording and only record for so long because it is just excruciating for me to do that. I put up with it over the years because people seem to like what I do, right? That's rewarding in itself for me to be a little inconvenienced. But on top of me feeling stressed, it's just really taking its toll. It really is. Not just that, not so much ever since past year, but past few months, it's gotten a lot worse. My sleep has been awful. Because I do use a sleep machine to sleep, right? But it doesn't really do anything at this point. Like even if I sleep uninterrupted for 7 hours, I'm still exhausted as hell. And lately, it's been so much worse than that. Like, I went to sleep around 11 p.m. last night. I woke up at 2 a.m. this morning to piss, right? Which happens all the time. Like I said, I piss over 20 times in a 24-hour period. So I get up, piss, bathroom's right down the hall from my bedroom. Come back, no, I'm getting these stomach cramps too. My like gastro stuff, I don't even know what it is. I have my digestive stuff has been like thrown for a loop as well. I'm getting a lot of cramps, feeling very sick. I haven't had any really good issues with that either. I'm taking um Tums, calcium supplements like their M&Ms. I'm taking Imodium. It's not helping at all. And of course, with the way my doctors are, I can't see a gastro specialist until next February. You believe that shit? The doctors I usually see, they can't get me into a gastro specialist till next February. And again, it is fucking July of this year. So I can't wait that long. I just scheduled something at my regular internist for Monday, but they're not gonna do anything for that matter. And this also doesn't account for the emotional stuff I've been going through lately, because I'm always very emotionally fragile. So constantly hearing him scream, throw these fits and stuff. He's not violent, but it's stressful enough. And given the fact that my dog is always upstairs, she gets stressed out, she starts barking. It's just a non-stop thing. What could probably to make this video at this moment is he's going to the emergency room again, right? Not to a doctor saying there's something wrong, can you check me out? No, no, no. He's going straight to the hospital emergency room. And this is at least the 24th time, I shit you not, the 24th time at least since last June he's done this. Where he's saying, oh, something's wrong, I'm sick, I'm dying, they have to do something. So my mother, who's already pretty emotionally fragile and physically fragile, she's 70, she just turned 70 this past May, she has to drag herself out of the house, drive him to the hospital, stay there, while they do the same test they've done the past 23 times already, right? And they always say, there's nothing to diagnose. We can't do anything. And then he's forcibly discharged because they're not going to keep him in the hospital unless they're going to do something, right? It's a waste of taxpayer money. And it's the same thing over and over. He keeps insisting something's wrong. I have to go. They have to find something. They have to do surgery. They have to do this. They have to do that. And the past 23 times, they never found anything. And he just keeps doing this over and over. He just does not stop. And furthermore, he doesn't even do any physical activity anyway. You know what he does when every day, pretty much, he just stays in the house all day and sits in his room. That's it. Of course, he insists, oh, well, it's too uncomfortable for me to get in the car and go out for a bit. So that also puts a strain on me and my mother too, because anytime we gotta run an errand out and about, like send something through the mail, pay a bill or something, we have to do it because he won't do it. He just stays in the house all day and does nothing, right? Not just for errands like that, shopping too. If he wants something, a specific type of food, we have to go out and get it for him, no matter where it is. Even if it doesn't like coincide to where we're going normally, we have to go out of the way 10, 15 minutes to a particular store to get something he wants, right? Also with the medicine too, because his pharmacy, which gives him all these medicines that are very expensive and aren't even covered, it's not the same pharmacy myself and my mother use, so it's a completely different direction. That's also a detour. There's just no end to it, guys. It really isn't. I mean, my life is pretty uneventful as is. I have no friends. I have no social interaction with anyone. So all I do in my life is stay at home and do videos, which helps me through it, yes. It's also why I've been able to do so much in such a short period, or relatively short period, compared to other people who create content, right? I've made over 3,000 videos in like 6 years, but I don't work. I want to stress that again. I don't work. I live on disability, right? So anytime I'm just not running errands or going to a doctor, I just stay at home and do videos. It's the only reason I'm able to do so much in such a period, right? Because I don't work. I'm not obligated by work, right? I don't have any friends. Family-wise, yeah, I sometimes see my sister on the weekend. She lives about 10 minutes away of her family, so that is some social interaction, but that's pretty much it, right? Also, the way my stepfather is being, he's like super paranoid. He won't let us really go anywhere, right? So we've been stuck in the house already because of this, because of the surgery thing. And also since COVID too, because that was a whole quarantine issue as well. We couldn't really travel that much. So if you want to go on a day trip, like I live on Long Island. I don't think I've ever disclosed that. It is part of the state of New York, by the way. I'm not going to say where I live exactly for privacy reasons. But yeah, it's very uneventful here. There's not a lot to do. There's not a lot to see. It's not really known for that much. So if you want to propose like maybe going to New York City for a day, right? Me and my mother, because New York City is not that far away considering we live in the state of New York, right? Of course, you don't really drive there from where we are. It's too like involved. But yeah, you take a train there, take a train, local train, subway, see the sights and stuff. Because I haven't been to New York City in quite a while, actually. I would say at least 3 or 4 years, so that's way too long in my opinion. Because I do like going there, seeing the sights and stuff. But anytime she proposes, like you might we go out for the day, he throws a fit, saying, "No, how could you do that? You don't care about me. You have to stay like 10, 15 minutes from the house so you can come back here because I'm crying." It's fucking ridiculous, guys. It really is. As for me possibly escaping the situation, I can't. I just can't, right? Because I live in this house with the dog, mother, and stepfather, right? So I am stuck here. I am literally stuck here. I've asked her, can I move out? And she says, no, we don't have money for you for to put me somewhere else, right? So that's out of the question, right? Again, I don't work. Our family does not have a lot of money, so I can't just live anywhere else. Even if it's just like a one room small apartment, I can't afford that. My family cannot afford that, by the way. Even if I was to just rent it or own it doesn't matter. It's out of our budget, right? So that's out of the question. I'm stuck in this house. Well, what about what she thinks about this? She keeps giving him like infinite passes, essentially like, oh, it'll blow over, he'll get better. But no, it's been over a year. He hasn't gotten an ounce better since last June, by the way. And that's not me being like pessimistic or something. He has not gotten an ounce better. He still stays in the house all day, every day, does nothing, just constantly cries and screams. It's just getting to me, guys. So what's she gonna do about it? She said to me in the past, well, oh, well, if this doesn't get better, we'll have to do something, right? We'll work on a separation or a separate living arrangement. No, she's never done that. She never does that. She's not willing to do that, by the way. And several recent incidents where he says, like, oh, it's clear you don't want me here. I'm gonna take my stuff and go. She convinces him to stay. Like, oh, you're not going anywhere. Put the bags down and just go into the bedroom and relax, right? So she keeps him in the fucking house, even though he's saying he wants to leave and spare us of him being like a nuisance, right? But no, she keeps him in the house, right? I've suggested like a million times over the past year that they should work on a separation or maybe a divorce even, because both of them have been married before. It didn't work out. Both of them have been married and separated, right? Completely divorced, right? Then they remarried, and I'm in the house with them. I can't go anywhere. And it's just a standstill, right? It is a literal standstill. I'm stuck in this hell house. There's nothing I can do to escape the stress of him just constantly screaming and throwing fits, right? And obviously, that's not doing well for my emotional status. And compounded by the physical stuff I'm going through, it's just really unbearable. It really is. So that brings me to my point in the video, point of this upload, right? In regards to me being at a crossroads, I said this a lot in both the videos I'm doing and also update videos and community posts. But it's really gotten to a point where I don't know if I can even do this anymore. I really don't. Not because I don't want to, by the way. It's because it's physically daunting and straining on me, and I do question if it's even viable to keep doing this because it's taking so much out of me. And even then, if I force myself to do a recording, it's not even really that fun for me because of all the stress I'm going through. I can't hide the fact that there's all this shit going on around me, right? Even if I've tried to be entertaining, charismatic, talk about what I'm doing in the game, it's always in the back of my mind. I cannot escape that. It is reflected in my behavior. Very much so. It's just no escaping it. There really isn't. So yeah, I'm stuck in the house, guys. As far as finances go, if I could afford to move out, I would, but I can't. Plus, I'm pretty sure the way my mother is overprotective, she won't let me leave anyway. She's not gonna budge on this issue, right? I have to stay here, and she won't make him leave the house or whatever. And as for what else, as far as I can tell, he's just in pain, right? He's not like physically dying or terminal or anything. So this has been going on for a year, right? How much longer will this last until this stops? I have no fucking idea. But if I had to make an honest estimate, he's still fine, right? Physically, he's just in pain. So it would not like doubt in my mind if I have to deal with this shit for another 10, 15, or even 20 years at this point. It's already been over a year already, right? No improvement whatsoever. Despite her saying, oh, he'll get better, he'll stop screaming. Oh, and by the way, he personally has said to me the past year over 100 fucking times, yeah, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I'll stop screaming, I'll get better. He has said this to me over 100 fucking times the past year, only to keep breaking that over and over. It's like a serial kleptomaniac when they take something from a store and it's like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have taken that. I'm sorry, I won't do it. But then they keep doing it over 100 times over and they just repeat the same process. I can't help it, alright? I can't help taking that thing off the shelf. I'm sorry, but I'll stop doing it. You know what I mean? That's where I'm just so stressed this moment. And even the most recent recordings I've managed to get done, I'm noticing I'm not very cheery. And I imagine that's very well for anyone watching that, yeah, this your mood has shifted, right? It's not really fun to watch you anymore. Which I don't know if that is the case or not, but I could very well see that possibly being an issue, just from an unbiased point of view. Because for what it's worth, I don't really consider myself good at what I do. Again, not to be pessimistic or doubting of myself, I do feel a lot of people do this sort of thing better in terms of gaming commentary. Yeah, they are more charismatic, are more eccentric, whatever you want to call it. I do understand not everyone likes that sort of thing. Like for all the immense fame like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye have, there are plenty of people who just hate them for like no legit reason, saying, "Oh, they're just acting out this weird mentality just to get attention," which I don't agree with, guys. I really don't agree with that. I also don't agree with all the harassment that they get over things, which is really stupid. That's a whole nother issue to go through as well, but not here. So I do understand not everyone likes the whole like freaking out, falling out of your chair when Chica jump scares you in FNAF, right? I get that. I do try to be myself. In some ways, I do feel I am sort of on par with some other people who are not really, super eccentric like they are. More down to earth, more charismatic, more like, hey, this is what's happening, matter of factly. But even if I do like doing this, it does bring me some satisfaction. It's taking its toll to the point where do the positives outweigh the negatives, right? So that's what I'm questioning about if I can even do this anymore. Again, not because I don't want to keep doing it, it's because it's become too much of a hassle for me to keep doing it, all boils down to him just freaking out and being an absolute pain in the ass for over a year now. I've held together for so long since last June, but it is just getting worse. It hasn't gotten better since last year. It's gotten worse, right? And there's no end in sight because he won't leave. I can't leave. I'm stuck in the house with him. And as far as I can tell, he's not terminal or sick or anything. So this could drag on for another 10 or 20 years for all I know, being stuck here. At that point, I imagine most people will not put up with this anymore. Like, oh, well, I gave you 2 years to get this shit sorted out, unsub, or whatever. Like, I don't think people are going to be very patient in that regard. I don't want people to have to rely on me for anything in that regard anyway, right? This is just like a fun hobby I sort of do. It was never meant to be like a success story or anything. I don't want a lot of fame. I don't want a lot of fortune, of course. I'm just doing it as something I like doing. If I do entertain people in the process, that's very satisfactory to me, right? But at the moment, I do feel like it's just taking a hit in my quality because of all the behind the scenes stuff going on. I can't be happy about it. And it's stressing me out, even if people are like, oh, well, we understand what you're going through, so it's all right if you're feeling a little stressed in the videos. But overall, it's not fun for me to go through this, to be upset all the time. It, and not just the fact of that, like the emotional aspect, the physical aspect too, because I'm not sleeping, I'm getting a lot of stomach pain. I'm very thirsty. I'm very hot. I'm very tired. It just all contributes to this like perfect storm of just horrible controversy and just uncomfortableness. And it's just getting to me to the point where I don't know if I could keep doing this anymore. So I'm very much at the crossroads here. I don't know what to do. I really don't. Because like I said just now, he forced my mother to take him again to the hospital for at least the 24th time. Again, not to a doctor, not to like a regular person at the hospital, but the fucking emergency room, where you go if like you have an actual emergency. You don't go there for fucking pain management. And he's been told this repeatedly. He keeps saying, no, I have to go. They have to find something. And my mother keeps entertaining this idea, saying like, "Oh, if he wants to go, I'm in no position to stop him from going." But I'm just really sick of it. I really am, guys. And there's no end to this at all. So I'm very much divided on what to do here. It's why I haven't really been very active either, for that matter. Because even if I can record something, I can. It's not very like fun for me. Most of the time, I have to drown out my sorrows of the stress by just playing something on my own. No, a game on my own that I wouldn't be covering anyway, right? So that to me is a lot more relaxing because I don't have to commentate, I don't have to think about things, I could take breaks, I don't have to speak constantly. That alone is helping me a lot more than other things. Of course, I feel bad if people do like my work and want me to continue doing it, but at what cost, though, right? I don't want to disappoint anybody. It's why I've been doing this for so long. I've been making so much content in such and like a prolonged period, and I don't have a lot of things to show for it. It's never been about money. I want to stress that again. It's not what this wasn't a get rich quick scheme or anything. And for what it's worth, I haven't made a single cent out of doing all this for 6 years, by the way, right? Not a single cent, or whatever amount of time it's been I've been doing this. For not monetized, I can't run ads. And for that matter, I've never asked for donations either. I know there are plenty of outlets to do that, not just through like the YouTube thing where they are. If you have 500 subs, you're going to enable something called Super Thanks. No, that's not what I'm talking about here. There's other sources you could do to raise money or get donations, right? There's Patreon, there's Ko-fi, however the hell it's pronounced. There's Buy Me a Coffee. And I can just list my PayPal address if I really want money, saying, hey, if you like my work, feel free to donate a buck or two. But I've never done that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I really don't. It's the same reason why I don't say like, comment, or subscribe in the video. I just feel uncomfortable doing that as well. Even though a lot of people say no call to action. If you tell people to like the video, they'll like the video. I don't believe in that shit. I really don't. I think that's kind of bullshit when people do that. And to be honest, when I do see other channels do that, even if they are successful or not, they say, hey, be sure to like the video and subscribe to see more. That just irritates me. It's cringy, in matter of fact. And it also turns me off to giving them any support anyway when you think about it, because they're so demanding, like in the first 5 seconds. Oh, you have to give me support. Or like, if this video hits 50,000 likes, I will do a part 2. Like, that is a complete dickish move, really. You shouldn't hold content hostage for engagement. You really shouldn't, and that's why I don't do it. It's always been just a fun hobby for me, but it is taking a toll at this point where can I keep doing this? It's giving me undeniable stress. I mean, yes, if the situation in my life could change, yes, of course it wouldn't be an issue. I wouldn't be making this video, but I'm stuck. I'm really stuck in a situation I can't escape from, and I don't see it getting better, at least for another 5, 10 years minimum. So, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I'll leave comments open here. This isn't meant to be like a sympathy sort of thing for me. I don't need that right now. I just need to just try and figure out what's best for me at this point, because it is just getting so out of control, out of hand, and I don't know what to do about it. Alright? So I talked long enough. I'll see you soon. I have some uploads already saved as drafts. They're on the channel. I haven't got a chance to work on them yet, but I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks.